Welcome back to this part of the episode. Thanks for listening to the Gunpowder, Propane and Jesus Podcast. Let's light it up.
God sat down with me in the church. He said, Ken, I sold your house. I found you a house. And you're still not down here serving me. Mm. So from that moment on, it's probably when you met me at 180.
Yeah.
Because I was at church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. I felt like I needed a bed at Victory Baptist Church because I stayed there. But that was my walk to get to here. And I'm having fun. I'm having fun serving God with the men in my life, the accountability in my life at church.
That is awesome, man. Hey, you think we could reach out to Miss Tammy? Get her on the phone?
Oh, yes.
Let's see. We made that. Here you go, brother. Plug that into the bottom. And you just have to plug it in and call her. It should work. Give her a call. Tammy Bolton Kirk, right? What's her middle name?
Tammy Bolton. Can you hear? Is it ringing?
Now he's getting nervous.
I know.
I don't know what this woman's fixing to say.
She's sending you the voicemail. Come on, Miss Tammy. Did you dial the right Tammy?
I hope not. I hope not.
She's got a bigger name on the other line.
Tammy, baby.
Tammy Kirk.
Oh, voicemail. She done changed her mind. She done changed her mind.
The second time, somebody's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Was she going to the gym this morning?
Well, she was expecting. I don't know.
We are 30 minutes offline.
Shut up. Shut up.
All right. Go ahead.
He quickly unplugged.
We'll go into it. And go ahead, John. It's yours.
So I did, and he's saying, God's done all this and God's done all that. And just going back to the things, he's mentioned problems in his marriage. And I mean, every marriage has had an issue, but, and everybody says it's 50-50. It's 110 on both parts.
That's right.
Because that extra 10 you give is got to make up for when your partner's going to fall.
Yeah.
It's not if, but when. So it's going to happen. So you got to be all in for that to work. So that not only shows the character where God's changed you, but also the character of Tammy, right? To stick with him and support him through all that. It's not a one person deal at all.
Yeah.
And what we're taught, I always go back to the triangle. A marriage is like a triangle. Mm. Man and woman's at the bottom side of that triangle, and God's at the top. The closer we align to God, the closer we're going to become as a couple.
Right.
So it's it's all in perspective, in God's choice. John, you ain't getting her this time.
Hey, here, let me see.
Oh, that'd be a bad look.
Yeah. We're getting her. Let me hold your phone, Ken. Let me get the number real quick.
Was that Man of War deal pretty cool? Was it hard?
Well, whenever the first day I was there, I wanted to quit the first day. It was tough. Tammy had a picture of her in my suitcase. Had a picture of Izzy, and they both had wrote me a note. I never looked at it the whole time I was there, because if I'd have read it, I would have quit. Because I'm thinking, why in the world? I'm successful. I don't, this is not going to bring me any more money. I paid good money to get tortured is what I basically did. And when we went down, Tammy and Isabella made it. It was in Pensacola, and Tammy and Isabella made a vacation out of it while I was getting tortured. They were on the beach. They were on the beach in Pensacola so they were only 30 minutes away from him.
They were laying on the beach and you was getting
They were the
That's right. So I
They're
could
the
have
smart ones.
very easily picked up my phone and say, "Come get me." So that first night, once I made it through that first day, the thing about life is you're only in a season for a short period of time. So, but once I got through the first day, I wanted to quit the first day. The second day, I still had thoughts of quitting, but I'm like, I've already made it 2 days. They can't do any more to me in the net, because the 5th day was a graduation process. It was the graduation ceremony.
We got a call.
And
Hang on, we'll get that.
okay,
How do you
just
answer?
slide the green bar.
Aren't you the tech guy?
Hey, is this Mrs. Tammy Kirk? This is
It is.
This is Deputy Richard Johnson. We're here at the Walgreens in Evans, Georgia. We got Ken here. He's trying to steal a whole bottle of Centrum Silver.
Lock it up.
She said, "Lock him up."
He said he needs his vitamins. Why,
Well,
Ken
that
wants to
sounds
know
like
why
a personal problem.
Ken wants to know why you didn't answer his first 2 calls.
Well, I'm in the middle of getting a manicure and pedicure, but I also had a phone call from the school.
Oh, what a rough life.
A manicure and pedicure. That sounds like Bruce's life.
Oh man.
Easy.
Does quick question, does Ken get a manicure or a pedicure?
Oh, yeah, don't let him fool you.
Yeah,
He
he
does.
looks like
He's
a
a- he lives
dude. He's
Yeah, he
soft as
lives
baby
up-
poo.
He is, and he lives a pretty pampered life.
Ken Kirk, there's no way. How did this old bulldog looking joker get such a beautiful lady named Tammy Kirk?
Oh, no, he paid you now, didn't he?
No, he only gave me $100, but
That's right.
no, we've been having a good conversation here. We got a little behind. Old Bruce had a seizure and he hit some buttons on my board, and we didn't get the first part of the recording. Bruce is getting old. We're going to put him in a home soon, but sorry for calling you a little late. But
That's all right.
we were talking. We found out. Ken was he was raised pretty roughly. And hurt people, and
Yeah.
he had a marriage with his first wife. She was a hurt person too. And then he met you. You were the love of his life. We know that. We can tell it every day at church, the way y'all look at each other and admire each other. But we wanted to get your perspective. I know, he had this problem with alcohol. He was telling us about the wrecks and all this stuff. And what kept you from doing what they do nowadays and not filing for that divorce? What was that deciding factor?
God wouldn't let me.
God
God
wouldn't
would
let
not
you.
let me.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Every single time I thought about it or tried to think of a way to leave,
Uh-huh.
in the morning times is usually my quiet times, and that's when usually I hear from him.
Yeah.
And he would simply remind me of the vows that I took and would not let me walk out the door on him.
Did he deserve it?
Ooh, yeah, many a times he did.
Yeah. And
But but God also started working on me too. He opened my eyes to like the way I would greet him in the evenings when he would come home. I was mad. I was full of rage at how he would come home drunken and then mad and everything. But me reacting that way wasn't the right way either. And he started dealing with me on how I should be more of an example or a better wife to him than I was being. And so he started changing some things in me. And even though I was praying about it, I was not releasing it to God. I was still trying to control it too. I was trying to control how he quit drinking or how he acted, and that I wasn't completely releasing it to God. So he started working on me on that too.
so you were trying to exert that control over.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, I gotcha.
I would go in and out of phases. So I'd go through phases like, okay, you're going to be like this. I don't care. Just, I'll take care of me and Isabel. We're going to go do our thing. And then I'd get so mad, I would go just looking everywhere I could possibly think of to see where he had a bottle hidden or something and pour it out. And so I just finally had to just let it all go. I just had to let God work on him.
So that kind of goes back to that old saying, behind every strong man or great man is a greater woman.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know about that, but he sure worked on me.
Well, I think that after hearing all the stuff that he's put you through, I think today he said he was going to take you to Windsor Jewelers when he gets done here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to buy me a Rolex.
No, that's not
a matching pair. A matching pair.
Oh, my Lord. So how y'all got any more questions for Miss Tammy? What else can we talk about with you, Miss Tammy? You want to say anything to your husband? Ooh, he's sitting here. He's been balling with us and been sharing his story, and I love Ken's heart. Like I love seeing him in church, and I love how a servant he is. What do you love about this man? Can you tell us?
I love how he has such a heart for others that are walking through what he's walking through, and trying to get them to turn their life around and to get on the other side like we've managed to do. To not stay down in that valley, to reach up and try to get out of it. And I love watching him and his passionate heart for others.
I can tell you, he definitely, y'all both have a compassionate heart for others, and just a little encouragement, give a little eclipse of encouragement to everybody else, the encouragement y'all were.
That's right.
When I told Ken that I was going into business, the day I started, we had Wednesday night. I guess it was Wednesday night. Wasn't it? Small group. I walked in and y'all had got me a cake and said, "Congratulations, Clark Home Services, first day in business." Man, I was trying hard not to cry in front of everybody. It was just a little, a little small gesture that y'all did went a long way in my life. Encouragement to me, somebody that is taking a step of faith, saying, "Hey, first step's hardest. Now you got it. Go."
All I heard was cake. Why didn't I get a piece of cake? Where's my cake?
It was at church.
Well, he doesn't know my side of it, and I don't know his side of the walk, but we know together that we can help others.
Right.
And that, I could be there for anybody that's been, sat on this side of addiction, and he could be there on somebody that's in the middle of addiction. And our heart is to help them through it. No, we don't have the answers. My answer may not be somebody else's answer, but I could be there for them, and I can help you through it.
Addiction's just not.
It's not one person.
It's not a one person. It's not me.
Right.
It's not
it's
me
a whole
with the bottle.
Family.
It's a family. It's a family disease. It's a family problem, and
the family's affected. The business, the employees, everybody's affected. And I will say this: since I worked for Ken, when I first started working for Ken, naturally I rode with him, and he trained me and taught me different stuff. And every morning, he gets on a phone call with a gentleman, and they talk about different stuff, and they're both leaders of groups. But it's not a gossip. If there's somebody that's reached out to one of them having a problem, hey, look, we need to pray for this guy, or we need to do this. And if it's a female involved, and I've witnessed this firsthand on many occasions, where as soon as they're done, Ken would hang up and call Tammy and say, "Hey, look, you need to pray for her. If you feel, reach out to her or whatnot." So, I mean, they truly are compassionate people and try to help people. And I've witnessed that on many occasions.
And my work, Kirk's Pool has become my battleground for God. God, why did you let me, after 6.5 years or 6 years of freedom of life? Because I had the ability not to go to work. My business was being taken care of me for 6 years. And why, Lord, why after 6 years did I lose this guy? But I have found, even with Bruce in somebody's backyard with me, we get in full-fledged testimony, crying. Yes. The homeowners are crying, and because it's my mission field is people's backyard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Think about that.
And another thing that's helped us too was where we lived before. I mean, we've had great people in our lives, but it's not the people that were in our life at that time, it was like they were sitting there waiting for us to fail, watching for us to fail instead of encouraging us to continue on. Moving into this area, we have a family here at Victory that
look for you to want you to succeed.
It do. I mean, we're there in the middle of it with them, and they're in the middle of it with us. But it's not that. It's not just friends. Y'all are truly, every one of y'all are family to us. And we reach out to y'all more times than we do our true family. So anytime anything's going on, I will reach out to my ladies group and say, hey, I need prayer for this. We're going through this. Can you please pray on this? Help us through it. And y'all were our lifeline.
It's crazy how many people go to church and they never get that authentic relationship, Christian relationship with
you got to get involved.
Got to get connected.
They sit by people in their pew.
Get involved.
That's the key word, is getting involved. Even if it's just going to a class.
That's right.
You don't have to get in there and speak and lead it.
That's how it starts, though. You got get
Well,
plugged
that's
in.
how you get to know each other. You got to get to know each other, and it's many times the people that you're in class with, their story and your story overlap somehow.
Yep.
It might be in a small way, but somehow, some way, your stories overlap, and you can be there for each other.
And I think, kind of since she's bringing up the small groups and all, but I think there's three different this is a man's podcast. I mean, this is Tammy, you're part of this. Thank you. But
Tammy is not a man.
But no, she is not a man. But I think there's three people that a man should have in his life. One, he needs a mentor. He needs somebody that's keeping him from walking through the troubles and the stresses and providing him wisdom to keep growing in life. He needs a man that walks beside him, somebody that's a accountability partner, somebody that he can grab a hold hands with and say, I'm going through this. I need you to listen, or I've messed up. And then you need somebody that you are mentoring, somebody that you can grab a hold, a youth, a young adult, or it could be even somebody older than you that's going through problems that you've already been through, and you give them the wisdom to go through. That's purpose to me.
Yeah,
is to have those three type of men in my life. I've got, y'all know, my one that walks beside me is Jeremy.
That's I call him his boo thing.
That's Jeremy. Jeremy's my boo.
Shout out Jeremy Herringbone.
Yeah, Harrington. Sorry, but Jeremy probably knows what's going on more in my mind than my wife does. There's things that I can share.
Ooh, that's scary, isn't it?
There's things that we share.
Both parties.
There's things that we share that Tammy just don't need to hear.
Yeah.
But Jeremy helps me walk through, and I think we all need that guy to function.
Man, you're going to have frustrations you need to let out, and it doesn't need to be on your
and
life.
It don't need to come to my wife
Right.
and mess with our peace in our home.
Right.
So Gus Chafin was talking about legacy, Miss Tammy, and Ken was sharing, his dad's legacy, his father's legacy. How do you think Ken's legacy is going to be now that he's his walk?
I think he's done a great job in breaking that generational curse. Because his father was just like his father before that. And from what I understand, it went on even before that. Ken's done a great job in trying to break that and not be that man, to be better than that.
That is amazing, Miss Tammy. Hey, we appreciate you. We're gonna get Ken here to give us what's on his heart, and we'll have him pray him out, and we'll have him at the getting a pedicure here in about 10-15 minutes. Okay.
All right.
Save me a seat.
Thank you, Miss Tammy.
All right. Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Man, that was awesome, Ken. What? What happened?
You can
So-
talk to him.
I'm sitting here trying to. Don't.
He don't know
Thank
how to
you,
operate the
Ken.
board.
Shut
It may take him.
up.
It may take
I
him
can't
10
get
minutes.
no
to
love.
process it.
Did you record this past 2 hours?
Oh Lord, yeah, it's been counting down.
That's
We're good.
questionable.
So the very first podcast we did, me and
Man.
Brandon
We bring it up every
sitting out
time.
here, probably the best conversation we've ever had.
Steady flow.
He
Just
gets back,
mm.
he sits down. Oh my God, now it's not recording.
I didn't know how to use the board yet, Ken. I have since then
Yeah.
educated myself. Hey, did you know I saved Aaron's life at Camp Gathering?
We're
Yeah, we talk about
we're
this every
done.
podcast.
All right, so
He's
here's yeah, he's
he brings
listening.
up the board stuff.
So
We're
so-
not talking about it anymore.
Boy.
Bruce just had a stroke. We are getting close to time. So
Yeah.
Donnie, you got any last questions?
You know, I think your story is super inspiring, and I relate to a lot of it. You know, it's when you leave that crowd where you're living for the world and running with the bad crowd, and you know,
You're the entertainer.
yeah, like back in the, you know, like you were talking about drinking. I remember back in the days, us all cutting up like, man, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. You know, there were funny. You know, you say stuff like that, and then, you know, some of the challenges I have, a lot of stuff. Aaron and I went together on that missions trip. A lot of stuff changed for me where, you know, I put those things down and I'm trying to live for the Lord. But you know, some of the things that are tough is like, and I'm sure all of y'all have gone through it. Like you try to make those changes, and here's where I'm at. I'm nowhere near as far as you've gotten along. So I try to do the right things. I try to change for the Lord. I tried to put away the drinking. I tried to do the right, you know, all this good stuff and trying to be more involved in church. And the more I do that, the more I feel like God's taken away. What would you say?
Serving God's not easy. You know, when I lived in the world, I had fun, and I have to be careful not to glorify the world because I had fun in the world. There's destruction that we keep behind closed doors. Same with my dad. I talked about the closed doors that he had us live in. But our testimonies, the red carpets, the parties, it's fun to the world. And I hate to give a lot of my testimony because I can make young adults, I can make couples say, wow, I want to experience some of that before I go live for God. But the one thing that we have to remember is we're not promised tomorrow.
Right.
God could come today and take us out of here. So if we're waiting on tomorrow may be too late. But Donnie, my purpose, whenever you step out and you forget, or you become numb to what the world thinks about you. There's people back home. This is my home now, but back home, back in Greenwood, that are waiting on me to fail. He's going to pick up that bottle one more time. He's going to pick it up. He's going to mess up with Tammy again. And it would be easy to. That's where my accountability is. Also leading these groups, the Better Man groups at church, leading a couples class at church, gives me another accountability form that I can't fail because these people are watching me. Not that I'm been put up on a pedestal, but they're watching me and my wife, and they're coming to us and saying, how do you have such a good marriage? I'm 56 years old. I've only had a good marriage for 6. I've only been sober for 6 and a half years. The more and more you live for God, the more and more you turn over to God, the less the world is inspiring to you. That's I don't care anymore what the world thinks. All I want to know is I've taken you, and you through y'all may be the only Jesus I may be the only Jesus that y'all ever see. I fail often. I fail daily. I fail a whole bunch of times in my head because of my manly thoughts. But sometimes in the world, all people see are us. They don't grace themselves through a church.
Right.
And we may be the only Jesus that people see. And then they're going to come to you. You're going to be the witness that you're going to be able to go to them and say, I don't have it together. God didn't call the qualified.
Sure.
He qualified the call. Keep giving it to him, and it's well worth the journey.
So, and I think too, I mean, we had similar jobs, a lot of the same red carpets, different companies. And a lot of that stuff was worldly earned. And I think a lot of that separation of the worldly earned stuff, we've had some conversations, and it just kind of both in the same boat. But with you saying that, it just made me think, there's got to be a separation so we learn the difference maybe before that next comes. It's not necessarily God's taking stuff away. It's the worldly things that we were used to and enjoyed are being taken away to separate the world and Jesus of what the rewards are. And, I don't know. I mean, it's tough.
And God didn't ask us to be poor.
Right.
He didn't ask us not to have toys. The difference between me now and then was I earned my toys. I earned the fame. I earned all of this, which was all broken.
Right.
Tainted.
Yeah. I still have nice toys. I still have a beautiful wife that dresses nicely, that's got the jewelry on her hands and on her wrist. I've got, but it's not mine. God's loaning it to me right now, and I've got to be a good steward of what He allows me to have.
Amen. Y'all got anything else?
No, I appreciate you coming in here and sharing your heart. You've always been an encouragement to me since I met you. Anytime I've called questions or any kind of leadership advice from you, you've always been willing and open to be there and talk to me, to pray for me. And I know that I can count on you anytime I call. If you don't answer, you call me back. No matter what it is, I do appreciate your friendship, and I love you.
Mm-hmm. Ken, you got anything you want to say? Talk us out. You got anything encouraging you want to leave for these fellas that are listening?
I'm not sure when this is going to air.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. So, come sit with me. Whether you're an alcoholic, whether you're an addict, whether you're covered in tattoos, so am I. I've got a church pew that's open at a church that does not judge, that loves, and all my life I've been in church, and I was still an addict out of church, going to church. But this church loves you just the way you are. They will introduce you to Christ, and your life will be changed. So Victory Baptist Church, North Augusta, that was my plug for them. I love my pastor, CT. I love the people of the church. And that's it.
Ken, you have been amazing. Once again, I apologize for the first half of the recording that was missed. Go ahead and pray us out, and then I'll do the outro, man. Hey, y'all, thanks for listening, and like, share, and subscribe, okay? Go ahead, Ken.
Lord, thank you for this opportunity to come and just give part of my testimony of what I went through in life, how I lived my life, and how you've ordained my life to serve you. Lord, there's many listeners out there that are struggling, and I ask for your hedge of protection over them, because you do have a purpose for them. You do create disciples of men. Lord, I love you and I need you. Thank you for another great weekend. In your name I pray. Amen.
Thanks for listening, and remember, the smoke may settle, but the embers stay lit. This was the Gunpowder, Propane, and Jesus Podcast, where stories ignite, spirits rise, and the fire never quits.